Hello, Marie Filion here. Today I'm talking about the 6 different types of depression. This is part 1 of the production. So there's 6 different types, and number 1 is pure depression. The second one is mixed anxiety and depression. The third one is overfocused depression. The fourth is temporal lobe depression. The fifth is cyclic depression, and the sixth is unfocused depression. So just to clarify the difference between anxiety and depression. So anxiety and depression are awfully closely related because they're both involve the amygdala. So we actually have 2 amygdalas, one on the right side of our brain and one on the left. So one controls anxiety and the other controls depression or low mood, okay? So some people will have a combination of both, and some people will have one over the other. So that's why I've separated my talks between the 6 different types of anxiety and the 6 different types of depression. But you'll notice that there is an overlap. And if you have questions, please email me, and I have no problem answering those. Okay. So with pure depression, we have depression or low mood. We have feeling hopeless, low energy, poor appetite, and insomnia. So we have a high basal ganglion, and the basal ganglia is located in the limbic system, which is the emotional brain. And we have low GABA levels. So GABA is a neurotransmitter, so it's a chemical in your brain, and it's responsible for inhibiting. So it's an inhibitory neurotransmitter. So when you don't have that, you're like, ooh, get a little bit off on that side. Now, if you're experiencing any depression, my suggestion is to Google the Beck Depression Index and discover your level of depression. Because depending on what your level is, you should be going to, if it's too high, then you should be going to see your family doctor. So the next type is the mixed anxiety and depression. So you're anxious, tense, nervous, you predict the worst, you self-medicate to calm. And that can be chocolate, not necessarily alcohol. And depression, feelings of hopelessness, low energy, poor appetite, and insomnia. So it's kind of a double whammy. So again, you have a high basal ganglia, the limbic activity, you have low GABA, and you have low dopamine, and dopamine is associated with joy. So you don't seem to have any joy in your life. You don't seem to enjoy stuff. And again, I have the Beck index there for you. The next one is overfocused depression. That's where you're overfocused on things that seem to be really hopeless. So with anxiety, you're just worrying, it's fear-based. Here it's overfocused about things that are very discouraging. So you worry about them, you're oppositional about them, you don't want to let go of them, and you hold grudges. And so the reason why you can't seem to shift your gears is because you have an increased activity in what you call your anterior circular gyrus, which is described as the gear shifter between your thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex, and your limbic system, which is your emotional brain. And there's also low serotonin. So serotonin, neurotransmitter, chemical in your brain known for happiness. The next one is a temporal lobe depression. So temper problems, mood instability, irritability, memory problems, learning disability. Again, from the perspective of things that discourage you. Okay, you have an abnormal temporal lobe and low GABA. Cyclic depression, so mood cycles and possibly more severe PMS. High focal limbic activity, so you're really focused on stuff and there's different parts of your limbic emotional brain that's really running too high, and low GABA, so it's not coming and bringing you back down. The unfocused depression, you have sadness, anxiety, low energy, and cognitive problems. And again, notice the interrelationship with the anxiety. So you have an overall low activity in your brain. So the brain can look toxic because it just is very slow. Can't seem to get going. So solutions, join me for part 2 where I discuss solutions for each type. And identification of which type is the first step, and now you need to know what to do about it. Okay, more information, subscribe to my channel for alerts and more awesome videos. email me for one-on-one help. There's my website, my credentials, and if you're interested in consulting with me, I do that also. Okay, thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.